Hello, tubers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And thank you for coming on and watching Cooper's Thai Venture live stream special edition. We hadn't planned, either Brooke or myself or Darlene, to make this live stream today, but certain events that transpired over the last couple of days made us want to come on and do this special live stream. We're still jet lagged from the cruise ship and the long flight back from our holiday, and we just arrived yesterday in Thailand, so we didn't get back home until about 3:30 yesterday afternoon, and then had to unpack. And we spoke to one of our subscribers. His name's Tom, so shout out to you, Tom. Thank you so much. He posted during the last couple of days that we were on the cruise ship that one of our dear subscribers had passed away, and hence why we decided to make today's live stream. And that's what we want to make today's live stream all about: him and his memories, to respect him. He was a very nice guy. His name was Michael Sweezy. And for those of you that don't know who Michael Sweezy was, you probably met him in person and don't realize it. I'm going to show you a picture of Michael just here on my cell phone. This was Michael Sweezy, and very, very, very nice guy, Michael. He'd come to many of our meet and greets.
I saw him last Tuesday.
Yeah, he was at last Tuesday's meet and greet. And Tom had posted on Facebook that he passed away suddenly.
Friday, I believe it was.
Friday. And what it was is he was at the meet and greet on Tuesday.
Yes.
And then a couple of days later, he was on the beach in Pattaya, wasn't feeling well, and the police rushed him to a hospital. Whilst at hospital, he didn't survive.
He passed away.
He passed away. Nobody knows what happened. And that's why I want to touch on something that we've discussed in the past, but haven't recently: the need to have a battle buddy in Thailand. When you come to Thailand, folks, you know, the Thai authorities are not going to contact your next of kin. They're not, unless they're in Thailand. So they're not going to contact your family in America and tell them you passed. They don't know who your family are. How are they going to contact them? So we always say, when people come out here and they come to our meet and greets, meet other subscribers that are here, give them your emergency contact. Make a friend, you know, somebody that you get along with, you hit it off with, that you can be friends with, and are, you know, you share emergency contact details. And several people did that, including Michael Sweezy. He became very good friends with Tom, and Tom had his emergency contact details. I spoke
had it for a few months, I've heard too.
Yes.
So that was, yeah,
and
good, smart thinking.
Yeah, and very smart thinking. And I spoke to Tom yesterday on the phone on the way taxi back from the airport, to call him to find out if there's any update, what's happened. And had a very nice conversation with Tom. And he said that he'd had his emergency contact details. He reached out to Michael's daughter and told her what had happened. Of course, she was devastated by the news.
They'd be shocked.
You know, there was no illness. He was fine. He was at the meet and greet on Tuesday. He'd actually messaged me while we were on the cruise ship saying, we're going to go back to Monday, Route 66.
Route 66. He was a regular there.
Yeah, for breakfast. And I said, yes, of course we are. And he was looking forward to us coming back and meeting up again. He wanted to ask me some questions about the cruise ship and what you know, the holiday and everything else. And then, you know, it was 4 or 5 days after he sent me that message, that Tom had posted on our Facebook group that unfortunately he'd passed. The update that Tom gave me that I can share, some things I won't share out of respect for Michael and his daughter, was that the death is unknown at this point. They think they've moved the body to Bangkok for an autopsy. And the American embassy is involved. and it
I
spoke
think
to
that's
Tom.
standard procedure where
Yeah.
they notify the embassy of whatever the passport is.
Yes, the
So,
citizenship.
Yeah, in your case,
Hmm.
your British embassy would be notified,
Yes,
not the American. So my case would be the Canadian. But
yeah. Well, they'd notify both on
Yeah.
in my case, I think.
I first met Michael at, I believe, if he either was the meet and greet we would have had, or at Route 66. Got to kind of know him pretty good at
I
Route
did.
66 because he was quite sociable in that. Michael, I believe, was about mid-60s.
Yeah, thereabouts.
On the thinner side, you know, compared to me, anyways. But I remember Michael because he was very interesting when you spoke to him. He told me the story. I said, "So, have you got any trips planned?" He says, "Oh yeah, I've got a bunch of tickets booked." I says, "What?" He says, "Oh yeah." He knew how to find a sale on these tickets, and he didn't really care where they were going. But if they were $13 or $19 from like Bangkok to Chiang Mai or down to Rayon or whatever, yeah, he would do it.
Yeah.
So he just had unplanned trips, but the ticket price was right, and that was kind of interesting that he would, you know, being a single guy, I guess he was able to do all that. So we had, fun times chatting about that.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy. I'd spent many hours sitting and talking to him, especially at Route 66.
Yeah.
You know, he was a regular there on our Monday meetups for breakfast. And I would spend hours talking to him, and he was just a friendly, outgoing guy that loved to travel.
Yeah.
And so my deepest condolences to his family, to his daughter. You know, we don't know what arrangements are going to be made for his body, whether she's intending on having him return to the USA or he'll be buried here in Thailand or cremated. We're not entirely sure. That's up for the daughter to decide on, you know, what way that she, you know, she wants to respect her father's wishes. But it was sad, it was sudden, and it's the first subscriber that we've lost.
Yeah, in
So-
2 years.
In 2 years.
Yeah.
So hence why the special live stream, folks. And I am completely jet lagged. I haven't even had a shave yet today. So and Darlene and I went to bed, I think about 7 o'clock last night because we were, you know, bogged down and tired. So and then got up about 5 o'clock this morning, and then had to unpack all the suitcases and get everything put away and get stuff in the laundry, you know, and all that sort of thing. So let's go to the comment section, see who we've got online. And thank
Tony-
you all for joining us.
Tony Montana, good morning, Cooper, Darlene, and Brooke, and Jackie, and all the gang watching.
And hello, Tony, and thank you for coming on today's unannounced live stream. Much appreciated.
Tony again. Hi, Cooper. I know you and Darlene had a fantastic time cruising, and congratulations on your big winnings. So does that mean it's your shout out for breakfast on Monday?
No.
Everyone will be showing up if
Yeah.
that's the case. How did you go? Oh, and Tony again, how did you go with contacting your card merchant for your refund on that flight? I guess he's talking about.
Didn't get a refund at
Any
all.
word yet, or
American Airlines stiffed me.
what?
Stiffed me. Completely and utterly stiffed me.
You haven't given up on it, I hope.
No, I haven't. And I will go into more details on that on Saturday and everything about the cruise.
Okay.
And the good, the bad, the ugly.
Good.
I like to go over it all.
All right. So pending. Let's call that pending. Alfa Romeo. Geez, that name rings a bell.
Yes, it does.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Coop, nice work on the slots.
And thank you,
I
Romeo.
wonder what he's referring to. Alfa Romeo again. I hear that Thai immigration has become much stricter on tourist visas regarding re-entry on border runs. Tourists refused entry and set back on the next flight home.
Yep,
Interesting.
that is true, Romeo. And we're going to go into more detail. I've got to get all the information together. Got a lot of Thailand news to report, and let me get all the facts straight before I talk about it.
Smart idea.
So we'll look at talking about all that on Saturday.
Saturday at
live stream.
8 o'clock at
Yes.
night,
Yes.
our Thailand time. that
Correct.
is. Okay.
Correct.
Well, that's good to do your research before pontificating. There's Jerry Hart. Good morning and a big welcome back to our world travelers, Coop and Darlene, and of course, Brooke. Well,
And
not
thank
that
you,
much
Jerry.
of a world
Much
traveler,
appreciated.
but good morning, Gary. Rodney says, hello, Coop, Darlene, and Brooke and Jackie. Good to have you here again.
And thank you, Rodney. Much appreciated.
JJ, good morning, CBD from Kuala Lumpur this week. Wowzer, that's a big city down there. Heading to the casino today to try my luck. Hope it's as good as Cooper's.
Good luck to you, JJ.
Yeah. Option Trader, please tell us anything you can about earthquake damage in Pattaya. None. Yeah.
I did speak to quite a few people that reached out to me via Facebook Messenger on my private messenger about the earthquake, and some people felt a little tremor that were on the higher floors on the condo buildings
in
here
Pattaya,
in Pattaya
here.
and Jomtien.
Okay.
And they said they felt a little wobble. But as far as damage to any the buildings here, no. When Thailand builds their buildings here, folks, they are under strict regulation for earthquake-proof buildings for the towers. For example, the Rivieras, the Copacabanas, they have to go through very, very strict guidelines and building regulations to build these condos. And one of them is they have to be earthquake-proof. And the regulators do come and check periodically during the building phase to make sure they are up to standard.
Okay, so in my case, Coop was on the ship when this happened last Friday. In my case, I was here in Jomtien, and I did not notice anything. I spoke to fellow subscribers living here, same as me, didn't feel anything. And I've spoke to some that thought, yeah, there was a bit of a, so maybe they're more sensitive. I don't know. Maybe I was napping at the time, but I mentioned to Cooper earlier, I went down yesterday to renew my lease for another year in the 2-bedroom. And I spoke to Joe. Joe was in his car on the overhead expressways in Bangkok. He was on his way to the auto show. And he says, Brooke, did we ever feel it? Like, he says, everyone kind of stopped. He was looking for a ramp to get off of that thing. Right away, he's worried about this thing collapsing. And so it must have hit Bangkok pretty good. But again, the only thing you kind of heard was that one building. And the last report I saw was that they're investigating now if the Chinese company that souped the job was putting inferior steel in it. So, you know, time will tell. That's just rumor. But, yeah. Yeah, no worries there. Scotty Richmond from California. Hello, CBD, and everyone else watching.
Hello, Scotty. Thank you for coming on and joining us.
Roger Walker. Good morning, everyone. So sorry to hear.
Yeah, it was very sudden, Roger. Nobody expected this. He was very healthy. You know, he was at his ideal weight, so he was not overweight at all.
No.
As anything, I'd call him skinny. Because I'm overweight. So compared to me, yes, he was skinny. But no, he was just one of those people that were high on life, enjoyed everything about retirement, loved being in Thailand, and loved traveling around the area to see as much as he could. So big shock to everyone.
Terry Fallon, welcome back, Coop and Darlene. Hello, Brooke, Connie, and Terry in Bancroft, Ontario.
And hello, Connie and Terry in Bancroft. And thank you for being a channel member and having the badge next to your name. Much, much appreciated.
Terry was on the live streams when you were cruising and mentioning how the snow was back in Bangkok. Or Bancroft.
Bancroft. I was going to say, we don't have snow in Bangkok.
No, Bancroft. And he had to get the snowblower back out. You know, to get, oh my God, it must have been deep. Tony again says, that's so sad. As Brooke and I was talking with him at the meet and greet, I can't believe this. Yeah, he was definitely there, and we had a nice chat. So, you know, that's my memory of him.
He was an avid channel supporter.
Yes, he was.
You know, every function that we had, he wanted to attend.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody that met him loved him.
Very sociable fellow.
Very sociable.
Easy to talk to.
The moment you spoke to Michael, you knew he was a kind-hearted soul.
Always had a big smile.
Always had a big smile. Yeah.
John, good morning, Cooper, Brooke, and Darlene. Sorry to hear about our friend Michael from John in New York City.
And thank you, John. Yeah, we're all sorry to hear that. And as and when we get information, if I have the family's permission, then yes, I will release it. Cause of death, you know, nobody knows.
No.
And if the family wishes to keep that private, I will respect the family's wishes, of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think the wake up thing is get, as Coop says, get a battle buddy.
Yes.
At least have your wishes, instructions, whatever, noted on some sort of paper document, whatever, with someone that you trust. And that way it can make things simpler for what to do in case of an emergency like that. So heaven forbid you don't leave anything. What are people going to do? You know, what's your wishes? Do you want to be cremated, buried, sent back home, whatever? So it's important to have that. It's a good tip, Coopez.
Yeah, definitely.
Frank T, what's the procedure during an expat's death? The embassy gets notified, correct? And the family member works with the embassy to make death arrangements.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I did a little research on that. So I guess it depends. You either have a will or you don't. If you do, that makes it a lot simpler. It can be a Thai will, or, you know, even not non-Thai, but preferably if you're, especially if you're married to a Thai here, it's better to have something like that. There's a lot of single people here. And in that case, you hopefully have, as Coop says, a battle buddy. But apparently you do call the police. So if you come across someone who's passed, the police should be notified first, and they tend to handle, you know, the arrangements for the body. Typically, I guess it does go to the morgue unless it's hospital. If you're obviously alive, they'll send you there. But and then the embassy is notified by the police that and whatever your passport says, you know. So if you've got a British passport, it'll be the British embassy in that. But other than that, yeah, you need to have instructions. It's better to have that.
Now, I can say that if you were to, if you're an American citizen and you contact the American embassy, there is a 24-hour hotline to call for the American embassy. And one of the things that it says on the recording, if you wish to report American citizens' death overseas, push this number on the keypad.
Dedicated number.
I have called that number for lost travel document before, and that was one of the options I remember hearing. You know, when you call, you get the automatic answering service and push 1 for this, 2 for that, 3 for this, and one of those options were if you wish to report an American citizen's death overseas. Tom was able, you know, would have been able to call that number and notify the American embassy of his passing.
Yeah, Michael was a U.S. citizen. So
yes,
that would have
yeah
been the process for that.
Yeah.
Terry Fallon, hello to all the fine people in the chat.
And hello, Terry,
geez,
and thank you for being a channel
already,
member. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
85 people online. I wasn't expecting that many, as we didn't announce we're going to be making a live stream today.
Hopefully they can hit that like button and
yes,
make Darlene smile.
Don't do it for Darlene. Don't do it for Cooper or Brooke. Do it for Michael. Hit the thumbs up.
Well, but
show your support, folks.
Yeah, true. Mike says life is fragile. Rest in peace, Michael.
It is. Nobody knows when their time is going to come. Nobody knows. You know, nobody's got a crystal ball and say, oh, okay, I still got, you know, 8 years left. When to sell my Bitcoin? You know, no, we don't know. And that is, you know, one of the reasons that we push very hard in our community, which is a community based on friendship on this YouTube channel, is get a battle buddy, folks. A lot of our subscribers that go to the meet and greets, they meet people that live in their building. They become instant friends with, they have things in common with, or, you know, somebody to lean on to ask questions if you're not sure. They swap details at the meet and greet. And they then add their contacts, and they have listened to what I've said in the past.
Yep.
For example, Tom and Michael, you know,
who I don't think knew each other prior to coming to Thailand.
Never met.
Yep.
Until they came to Thailand. And I'd made a video about it saying importance of having a battle buddy. And that was about a year ago. So it was a long time ago I mentioned it. So that's why I'm going over it today. And that is when I was in the Army. We had the term battle buddy, that, you know, if you went anywhere on or off base, that you had a battle buddy go with you in case of an emergency. The battle buddy could contact the base and let them know that there was an emergency, and hence why I keep the term battle buddy even in Thailand. That in the event of emergency, they can contact your family. For example, you get rushed to hospital, you got to go into operation. It's touch and go if you're going to survive, or you're in intensive care. Your family may want to fly out here and spend the last days with you before you pass. That battle buddy, could make that happen for you. So hence the importance of having a battle buddy. So when you guys come here to Thailand for the first time and you join our community, please come to our meet and greet. Meet our subscribers that are already boots on the ground, and swap personal details with somebody that you like and trust. It could be any of our subscribers that are here. It could be me, or it could be Brooke. We don't mind. We're happy to do that with you too. So it's something that's very important, and because nobody's going to live forever, we're all going to pass at some point. And
Really?
yeah, unfortunately. But I really do insist on getting a battle buddy.
Sounds like
to
a
help
plan,
you
Stan.
in your time of needs.
Trucker Dude, welcome back, Cooper. Your protege has been doing a fantastic job in your absence. Hope you had a great vacation. Love watching all your content, and hope to join you both soon. Well,
It'd be fantastic to
the
have you out here
countdown
with
is
us,
started
dude.
for Trucker Dude.
Yeah, from a fellow trucker, me. It'd be great to have you out here, and we can share some of our trucker stories. I got quite a few. Yeah, and I want to thank you, Brooke, for taking over the channel while we were gone and doing the live streams. I did watch several of them on the replay because of the time difference, and actually joined you on one live stream from Rio, and it was really fun to do.
Well, it was my pleasure.
The other side of the planet virtually.
Yeah. It was interesting, the technology, the time you did join in on that day, and it was Starlink, I think.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
I think we joined you on two, because one was from the balcony of the cruise ship, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah, that was the one I'm talking about.
And then we joined you from the balcony of the hotel in Rio too.
Oh, was that the first one? Maybe.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
We joined you for
yeah,
two.
That's true. Yeah, you did.
Two,
Sorry. Yeah. Well, there were so many I did.
Yeah, but thank you for that. Much appreciated.
That was okay. Tony Montana, also a very nice guy from Australia living in Chiang Mai, had a YouTube channel called Discovering Thailand. He passed away at the age of only 51. Wow.
Yeah.
It does happen, guys.
Yeah, it does, unfortunately.
Stephen Boston, morning CBDJ and gang from southern New South Wales, Australia. The team's back. Brooke, you did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Much appreciated.
Australia's getting some flooding up there. It's not that area. I think it's more Queensland, but inland there.
Yeah.
Boy, a lot of livestock lost. They're talking about 150,000 cattle.
Really?
Yeah, that's, my God, that's huge damages there. Anyways, yep. Terry Fallon again.
Oh, wait. Here we go. We go back to
Captain Action. Henry from Tampa. Cooper, darling, did you meet anyone famous on your adventures? He's talking about the cruise here. And
I don't think so. We didn't even meet the captain.
No.
Which I'll go into Saturday's live stream about.
Well, you met the famous lady with the hand pays. She was there a few times paying you.
Yeah. For the casino, yeah.
That's the one you want to meet, eh?
Yeah.
Terry Fallon says, Brooke, weather update from Bancroft. 12 inches of snow now.
Wow.
Here we are in April, and they got 12 inches. 25 millimeters of freezing rain. Wow. Power outage probably everywhere, and then drinks. Yep.
Sorry for you there, Terry.
Frank T, if U.S. tourist entry visa is 30 days and you plan to stay for 60, will the immigrant agent give you an issue if your exit flight is dated 60 days from arrival?
Well, right now, Frank, you can still come and get 60 days on arrival.
Until
they are talking about changing it back to 30. But again, this hasn't happened as of yet.
No.
Okay, so this is coming from the tourism minister. I was able to get my daily updates on my phone while I was on the cruise ship. We were connected to Starlink, so I was able to get my daily updates, which is fantastic. And right now, it's only a proposal. So until it gets approved and implemented, it's still 60 days. You can fly here at this moment in time with an airplane ticket leaving 60 days from your date of arrival, no problem.
Oh, good. Good to know.
Yeah.
I would say, Frank, if you're planning now, some people that Coop might be planning a trip in 6 months.
Mhm.
You know, they're booking their ticket, they're booking their return back to their country, they're figuring on 60 days. I would still say do that, Frank. And the closer you get, then you might want to book a throwaway ticket within the 30 if that's what they've changed it to. Because I could see you getting here, you know, you booked it when it was 60, but by the time you get here, it's only 30. And they look and say, hold it, sir, you'll be overstaying to do this. How you get around that is with a throwaway ticket. Oh, no, I'm leaving on this date as well. So that would probably cover that. But keep it tuned to the channel because Coop will update you on that when that changes, if it does. Johnny says, I hear the government is cracking down on e-cigarettes. Wow, vapes again with large fines and arrests. Have you heard that?
I've not heard of any arrests. I have heard of fines. One of our subscribers' wife got caught by the police. She was a Thai and she got fined 5,000 baht for vaping. But she did it right in front of his face. As if to
I probably didn't help.
You know, if you want to do me, do me. That was and she admitted that what she did was wrong. You can still buy vapes here. They are sold all over the place in Thailand. A lot of the night markets, bazaars have vapes for sale. Give you an example, John. At the airport, when we were leaving Bangkok, the new terminal is open now, and it's called Terminal S. And in the old terminal, all the smoking rooms have been closed in the airport. And the new terminal, they're open. Don't know why. The government announced they're not going to open the ones, the smoking rooms that were there in the old terminal, but they've allowed the new ones to stay open. So don't know why. But when I was in there, the amount of people that I saw vaping was unbelievable. I would say 60% of the people that were in the smoking room in the airport, once you go through customs and passport control, we're all vapors. All vapors. And, you know, I went through, I had my vapes with me in my man bag. And, you know, through the security control, the scanners, no problem. No problem. It's only, they don't like, the thing is with vaping in Thailand is there's been issues with children that are vaping. Okay. And that's why they want to cut down on vaping in Thailand. No other reason other than the children. And the thing that we see out here in Thailand, John, is we see children riding scooters. I've seen kids young as 10 years old driving around in scooters here, no helmets, you know, with two other kids on the back. So 3 of them on a scooter. I've seen that. Have they banned scooters? No, they haven't banned scooters. I see kids out here, you know, again, similar age, smoking normal cigarettes. Have they banned normal cigarettes? No, they haven't. Excuse me. I see children out here as young as 12 years old driving cars. I've seen it with my own eyes. You know, pre-teens driving cars or pickup trucks. Nothing done about it. Do they ban cars and pickup trucks in Thailand because kids are doing it and having accidents? No, they don't. So why they're attacking vapes, I'm not entirely sure. I think that they should be, could be a financial aspect, but I think that's the wrong thing because a lot of people that want to quit cigarettes, vape is the easiest way to do it.
I think you can get the vapes here. I think there has been crackdown. Some of the shops have been told have closed. Well, maybe not moved. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of it can be that who you know, where you are, who you're, you know, who you can help out.
It's sort of like a marijuana, John. Marijuana is actually, and prostitution are both illegal in Thailand, but it's tolerated. And so is vaping.
Yeah.
Vaping is illegal but tolerated. Marijuana is illegal but tolerated. Prostitution is illegal but tolerated. So it's one of those things that, you know, as long as you're not doing it open and public, the police won't harass you or give you any problem. If you want to vape, do it behind closed doors.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm out in public, I never vape.
I would say, like, and I, you know, when I walk into the food market, you're going by the bars, people are vaping left and right. You know what I mean? So rarely you see a policeman around these parts. The odd time on a scooter, typically they're on the road. So it's interesting how that works. But yeah, it's tolerated, as Scoop says. Hunter Orion, there he is. Welcome back, Cooper and Darlene. Hello, Brooke and the CBD gang from Nebraska. Wow, Cornhusker country. Hit that like button and make Darlene smile.
Thank you, Hunter, and thank you for being a channel member. And yes, please hit the like button. Don't do it for Darlene or me today. Please do it for Michael Sweezy, who passed away on Friday. It'll show all of our support for him and his family. It would be much appreciated.
Timmy P says, good day to the CBDJ gang. I hope all is well. Looking good, Coop. I hope you didn't spend the big winnings on. No, he did come back with a lot of money. And you and the kids had a good time. Yeah.
And we did. We had a fantastic time. The kids weren't with us on this cruise, but we are going to the Philippines later on this month to spend some time with the children and hopefully bring them back to Thailand.
Good for you. Terry Fallon, Connie and I are so sorry about Michael, but at least he was in Thailand living his good life.
He was where he wanted to be.
He was smiling every time I saw Michael.
And of all the conversations I had with Michael, he'd come to Thailand many times in the past. This wasn't his first time through our channel. But he did like what we were doing and wanted to be a channel member, and he was a fantastic channel member. And he dreamt, you know, for many years, like I did, of making Thailand his home when he retired. And he did. He achieved that.
Yep.
So my hat's off to Michael. You know, he got to spend his last days in, you know, what he dreamt of for more than 20 years, he told me. You know, he'd been coming to Thailand and he'd always wanted to retire here. That was his life achievement.
He had traveled extensively in Thailand.
Yeah.
Like he had pretty well been to all the major cities and, you know, interesting gentleman.
Yeah.
Had some good chats with him. Alfa Romeo says, my deepest condolences to Mike's family. As you mentioned many times, have battle buddies is vital.
Yes, it is vital. And I know you've done it too, Romeo. You told me that you've got a battle buddy out here and you swap details with them. So thank you for listening to our advice on that. Romeo, Tom, Michael, and everybody else that's done it. It is important.
Alpha's got the food munchkin too.
Yeah, he's got the little food munchkin as well.
Big Al, morning all. Just a shout out. Went to the dermatologist yesterday that I highly recommend. JKM Medical Clinic. Very efficient and super nice staff. Well, that's good to know.
And thank you, Big Al. Yeah, Al, excuse me, I still got a bit of a cough from the cruise. A lot of people got sick on the cruise. I'll go into more details on that on Saturday. I just had a cough. That's it. Other people got more sick. You're in a closed confined area,
I know,
you know, on a cruise ship. It wasn't COVID or anything, you know. My sister got a case of influenza, but Al did message me on the cruise ship and said that he was meeting up and he'd like it if I could attend. And I said, oh, we're not going to be in country at that time, but it would be great to see you on our return at Route 66 on the Monday. And he said, oh, I won't be in Thailand then. Catch you next time.
Oh,
so
wow,
sorry for that,
okay.
Big Al. And looking forward to you catching up with you next time.
Edwin CV, hi from Kansas City, Missouri.
And hello, Edwin. Thank you for coming on and joining us.
Big Chiefs fan, I'll bet. Bad Rongo, good morning from Pratamac. Michael's passing definitely has me thinking of if I'm set up well for emergencies out here. Yeah, we all should be thinking that way, Rongo.
Yeah, and I would advise all of you to make a will in your home country and then make a second will here in Thailand. Michael didn't have a lot in Thailand, but he did have things like, you know, his personal property that he had in his condo. And he also had a motorbike, you know, so that he bought. He bought a motorbike out here. So his daughter's going to have to make arrangements whether she wishes to sell that or get somebody to get power of attorney so they can sell it for him.
Yeah.
And then give the proceeds to his sister. And I said to John when I spoke to him yesterday on the phone, Tom, sorry, I said, let his sister know I'll do anything in my power to help, including chipping in to help send his body back to America if that's what she wants. So anybody that buys me a coffee today, all of the proceeds for the coffee will be going to Michael Sweezy's family. So I just, and I'm going to match it for dollar. If I get $200 of coffees today, I will match it $200 out of my personal pocket for Michael Sweezy's family.
Yeah, you don't see, at least I don't recall seeing cemeteries here in Thailand. I think
they do have them.
Yeah, but I think the most popular way of disposal is cremation.
Cremation in Thailand, yes.
Apparently, you can go to the temples. The monks will do it for you. You know, probably say a prayer. So
exactly.
Something happens to me, just do a cremation. That's good.
That's what I've told Darlene I want.
Okay, there you go. You heard it first here. Alfa Romeo, Cooper and Darlene. Pin, the food munchkin, wants to be your first how to win the slot jackpot student.
Come on the cruise with us. I'll show you how I did it.
There you go. Terry Fallon, Coop, looking forward to your cruise videos and congrats on your double slot wins on your cruise. Way to go.
And thank you, Terry. And thank you for being a channel member and having the badge next to your name. We did only make a couple of videos on the cruise. We didn't make too many. We made a couple of videos in Rio and then made a couple of shorts that we uploaded of my casino winnings on the channel, but that was about it. We really just wanted to enjoy our time on vacation. And Darlene made some videos of the different places that we went to. Maybe she'll edit them and you guys can watch them on the channel.
Put a little montage together.
Yeah, this channel is more about Thailand and stuff and retirement. So we really didn't want to ruin the channel with making too many cruise videos.
Okay.
So that's why we kept it to a minimum.
Mexico Kurt. Hi guys, how's the weather? It's kind of nice here.
Hot.
I think it's beautiful weather here.
Yeah, we got when we were in Portugal on the way back, it was like 15 degrees Celsius.
Ooh, nippy.
Yeah, and then we get off the plane at Bangkok and we get out the airport terminal. It's like 33. Big, huge,
just beautiful
shock to the body. You know,
yeah, but you
used to it.
One thing I'll say here for the weather, guys, you know, it's hot, it's humid. You get acclimated pretty quick. I actually love the weather here now. I think it's ideal. And a big part of it is it doesn't change. I don't have to worry about snow or the cold anymore. You get older, you don't want to worry about that. So
yeah,
I think it's ideal. You get acclimated to it. Roger Carpenter, welcome back, Coop and Darlene. Great job, Brooke. While Coop was cruising, rest in peace, Michael. Thank you.
And thank you for that, Roger. And thank you for being a channel member.
Freddie Quinn says, greetings and welcome back, everyone. Sorry to hear about the untimely passing of Michael. You mentioned that the police took him to the hospital. Yeah, he was alive and, you know, they obviously needed medical assistance and that's where you would take him. So
yeah, he was sick on the beach. He got sick on the beach.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was feeling rough and wanted to get out and get some fresh air. I don't know.
Don't know. But
and yeah, the police were alerted. And they arranged to get him to hospital, which was fantastic.
Yeah, heart issues are the biggest cause of death in older.
It could have been a heart attack.
We don't know. We're just speculating. Yeah. Ricardo Crosby. Hey, Cooper. I hope you guys are safe.
And we are. Thank you, Ricardo. Yeah, the earthquake didn't affect Jomtien and Pattaya area.
Not that I saw. J.E. Washington. Good morning, CBD. Glad to have the band back together
and
back in the saddle again.
Did you miss us?
A little bit.
And thank you, JE. And we're looking forward to you being out here shortly. Not long now to go.
R says they should crack down on it and only let people smoke where they normally smoke. I smoke cigars, and I make a real effort to move myself away from people. So vapors, be polite and think of others.
Yeah. And our first shout out goes to Malcolm Hawkins, who bought 10 coffees and says, for Michael. And thank you for that. I will match it. And Duke bought 10 coffees and says, rest in peace, Mike. Thank you guys. I will match it dollar for dollar and give it to Michael's daughter to help her.
Defray the cost, whatever.
And Raphael bought 3 coffees. Thank you for that. May he rest in peace, praying for his family. Thank you, Raphael. And how are they doing it? This link right here, this QR code link, is how you go on and buy us coffees. Every dollar that's raised today, I will match it dollar for dollar and give to his family. And Scotty Richmond also bought 3 coffees and says, Coop, great to see you. And thank you for that, Scotty Richmond. Much appreciated.
One thing, too, I'll mention, Coop, is with that buy a coffee, that's 100% of the proceeds goes to the coffee fund.
Yes.
YouTube doesn't get that. And the other thing is you can make a donation to the channel, but you know, YouTube takes 40%.
Correct.
You know, for handling card.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's shows you the difference there. The coffee money definitely goes 100%.
Yeah. And like you are, I like to smoke cigars. And on the cruise ship, they sold them in the duty-free lounge on the cruise ship. But on all of NCL's cruise ships, they have a cigar lounge, which is closed off from the rest of the ship. And it's encased in glass for people that like to smoke cigars. Well, on our ship that we went on, there wasn't one, which was disappointing. There was an area up at the top deck above the swimming pool on deck 13 where you could smoke cigarettes, and there was one person up there smoking cigars. And he got a lot of complaints from people that don't like the smell of cigars. So, yeah. And then we have our next shout out, who is Hydrafoot, bought 10 coffees and says, for Michael and family. Thanks, Coop. And thank you, Hydrafoot, for that. And again, we will match that dollar for dollar and send it to his family. And if you're watching on the replay and you donate coffees, we will again match that dollar for dollar and give to his family.
You're able to keep track of that.
We will be able to keep track
Alfa Romeo says, the sled ride down the streets looked interesting. Coop, a sled race challenge might be in the card.
That was scary as hell. And I'm sure Darlene will put include that in a video on YouTube when we went down the mountain on a sled. It was very scary. Yeah. It was a bobsled.
Bobsled. Bob's your uncle. Terry Fallon says, you have the right attitude. If more people thought like that, it would be a better world. He's talking about isolating yourself if you're vaping. You know,
yes, I agree with it, 100%.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Yeah.
Tim P, the Canadian government has banned all flavored vapes. And like cigarettes, you must be 18 plus to purchase vapes in the store and provide proof of age.
I'd like them to do that here in Thailand too.
Okay.
I would.
Yeah.
I think it should be done. If people want to vape, they should be like Australia, where you have to go to the pharmacy.
Get a prescription, don't you?
Get a prescription from your doctor, go to the pharmacy, and then they will sell you the vapes there.
Yeah.
Keeps it out of the children's hands.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see Thailand go that way. I don't want them to see them, ban vapes outright completely from the country, because there are a lot of smokers that wish they were never smokers and want to get off of cigarettes, and it's hard to quit, and vaping is a way to do it. And it cuts out a lot of the bad things that you have in cigarettes that you don't have in vapes. For example, there's no tar in vapes.
That's good to know.
There's none of the things that you have associated with cigarettes, and tobacco leaves, you don't get from vapes. It just has the nicotine and different flavors in there. Easy way to get off cigarettes.
I think Canadian cigarettes now are around $20 a pack. And I know when they got to be close to 10, people just says, hey, we're going to the non-traditional sellers of cigarette packs, you know, whether they were imported or whatever, but they would buy them off the reserves for a lot less. And then I know Malcolm was telling me, I think in Australia, the prices were approaching $60-70 a pack, just ridiculous. And yet that's caused a huge black market in cigarettes. So, you know, where in Thailand, I think what are they paying, like $2 a pack? Or yeah, so shows you the difference, guys. But vapes are popular, more so than the cigarettes, I think. Bad Rongo, from what I've read and studied, there's some great Thai lawyers that post articles on this. Cannabis isn't illegal. It was removed from the controlled substances list in the Thai legal system.
And then he goes on to say,
if something isn't specifically listed as illegal, then it's not illegal. That kind of makes sense.
What they did, Bad Rango, was they declassified it from a Class A drug to a Class B drug.
Okay.
But it's still classified as a drug in Thailand. All drugs are illegal. But they made it from being criminalized to tolerated. However, if you go to a marijuana shop here in Thailand, and there's plenty of them, and you buy some marijuana and you attempt to smoke it out on the streets, you will be arrested. You have to smoke it behind closed doors.
Okay.
If you smoke it in your condo, good chance you're going to be fined 20,000 baht. So where do you smoke it? Well, that's the problem. A lot of condo complexes out here have signs saying banned. In this building, you know, and you will be punished by a 20,000 baht fine. So you can't even smoke it in your condo or on your balcony. It's, you know, if you're caught, you will be fined for it. There are some shops that I've heard of through the grapevine that do have a back room that you can go in there and smoke it. But I don't know this for fact. I'm not a smoker of marijuana.
Me neither.
But I do.
Don't do drugs.
But I do like the jellies.
Just say no.
I do like the jellies. It helps with my nervous
I've heard that
system where I had my accident in Kuwait. Every now and then I go through really bad phases where I'm in a lot of pain, and I have half a jelly, and it helps me sleep peacefully. But then again, there's no smell to them, and I'm not affecting
they have
anybody
CBD
else.
jellies.
Yes, that's
which
the
don't
ones
have the THC, correct? So it's so that I think it's the CBD ones that some of the friends use, and they say it helps with sleeping. You know, so. Sherry St. Andrew. Wow. Hello, everyone in Thailand. Good to see you all back, leaving Arizona in 14 days for Thailand. But who's counting? Yes, we are. Oh, we are counting the days.
And it'd be great to see you from Arizona, Sherry. And thank you for being a channel member. Much appreciated. Come to the end of the month's meet and greet then. You'll be here in April.
Yes, you will. Richard Woolley. Cannabis has the worst smell, even worse than poo.
I don't like the smell of cannabis.
I don't like the smell of poo. But yeah, Richard, you got a good point. It's funny, we can be in the pool here, and you know, the signs in the lobby, you know, cannabis is banned here, and if you get reported, you'll get in trouble. But you can smell it. You'll be in the pool, and somebody on some balcony somewhere upstairs, maybe they got the door open and it's coming out that way, but Jesus, you definitely can smell it. Terry Fallon, a channel supporter, says, guys, can't wait to get to Thailand in 2027 and meet you fine gentlemen and some of the subscribers from Cooper's Thai Adventures. Well, Terry, listen, you keep buying your Bitcoin, you might be here even sooner. So good luck with that. And yeah, it's good you have a plan. Do your checklists, and hopefully we'll see you over here, and along with a bunch of others.
Love to have you with us, Terry. And next shout out goes to Tim P, who bought 4 coffees and says, for the gentleman that passed, rest in peace, Michael. Thank you, Tim. Much appreciated. I will match dollar for dollar and give it to his family.
Good for you.
Thank you for all your support, everybody. And I'll do it from the winnings I had on the casino on the cruise ship. So it's not a problem. I will definitely make sure his daughter gets it.
Malcolm Hawkins from Tasmania says, good day, Team Coops.
And good day, Malcolm. See you next month. But brother, let me get it out. And looking forward to seeing you. We're going to keep this live stream to 1 hour only. And the reason for it being is Darlene and I have to go to the hospital today for our implants. So to start the last phase of my implants, it'll be done
Still
at the
going
end
on,
of this
is it?
month.
Okay.
These are my semi-permanent teeth. I get my permanent ones at the end of this month. So I got to go in for x-rays and molds and all that. And I'll have it done by the end of the month. And then I will make that video as promised and give my personal experiences, the prices, and everything else involved.
Good. Look forward to that. Freddie Quinn, Coop, I enjoyed your video of the dark side area near the lake. Beautiful area with lots to do.
And thank you, Fred. I wish a lot more people would have enjoyed that video. I think the last time I looked, we only had 600 people watch it. When we normally have about 3,000 people watch our videos. But no, it was a fantastic day out with the girls. Somebody wrote in the comment section, Coop, I can't believe you said you were babysitting the girls. They're grown adults, and using the babysitting term was offensive. So that's what I called it. I was the only guy with 4 women, so to me it was babysitting, and that's why I called it that. But yeah, somebody didn't like that. It was done in jest.
Please accept that as
yeah. But no, it was a fantastic day out.
These
and
girls
it's one of the reasons
like
why we love the dark side so much and why we want to move there. So if you want to know what the dark side is like, watch that video on Mapachan Lake. It was filmed on the dark side.
It's quite nice, the dark side. Yeah. Not as busy and lots of villas. So if you want to rent a villa, that's to look. Fuck the snow. He doesn't like snow either.
Nope,
Are they still allowing short-term Airbnb rentals in the Dusset? Or has the Face ID ended it there? Well, I think,
ended it.
Well, if you're a month, you're okay.
Minimum 1 month.
Minimum 1 month here. But anything less than that, it's illegal.
Because what they done here, Falk, is in the basement parking, they've now put the face scanner in there.
Correct.
And you can't even call the elevator to come to the basement
Push
parking.
the button on the elevator, won't recognize it.
Won't even.
Unless you've done the scan and it says, accepted or whatever.
Because that was a way around it. That the people were coming in and they were walking down the ramp past security, going to the basement, getting the elevator, and then going to their floor, and they bypass the facial recognition. No.
Which begs the question, what was security doing?
Exactly.
But, if you're an expat, they're not going to hassle you.
And now, with that new one in the basement, they can't do that either. You can't even, the call button on the elevator won't even light up until you do the facial recognition. Yeah. So fantastic there.
So yeah, it's really cut it down. Rain Nathan, good to be back, Cooper. Hope you had a ball.
And we did. Thank you, Nathan.
Bad Rungo. Thanks for the additional context, Cooper.
You're very, very welcome. And that is in regards to the marijuana law here in Thailand.
Alfa Romeo, goodbye TM6 arrival card. Hello to the new Thai digital arrival card as of May 1st. Correctamundo, to be completed before arriving in Thailand.
Yes, I'm going to give a full update on that, Alpha. Allow me a couple of days to keep my feet under the ground, on the boots on the ground, and get all the updates. And I'll do a special video on how you're supposed to complete that for those that are coming to Thailand after the 1st of May.
Which is not a big issue. It's similar to a lot of countries, I believe, where you do a preliminary, enter your data in. Hey, I'm going to Australia. I had to do it. I was able to actually do mine at the airport. I wasn't aware until I got there. So anyways, it was quick and simple. Probably they want a few bucks. I know Australia did. Rain Nathan, I thought Thailand opened up marijuana.
They just declassified it.
Yeah.
And from a Class A drug to a Class B drug. And basically, the law still says that you cannot smoke it in public. A lot of condos won't allow you to smoke it either. Hence why a couple of these establishments have now made rooms in the back where you can smoke it. But if you get caught smoking marijuana in public, it's a hefty fine by the police.
Rain Nathan, I can just tell you that about every 4th or 5th establishment is marijuana related. That you drive down any of the soys, any streets. So it's is it big business? I personally think it is.
Yeah.
It's, and I mean literally hundreds and hundreds of shops you know, in this area, Pattaya, Jomtien. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's it. Just reporting the facts. Terry Fallon, by the way, Coop, you just watched your trip to the dark side and the 4 girls bicycling the lake track. That was fun.
And thank you, Terry. I enjoyed it out there for the day. I took the drone out, tried to do some filming with the drone. Darlene said it's uneditable. So I did do a good job. I'm a complete novice at flying a drone. But I tried my best. I need some more practice, I think.
Scotty Jean from New Zealand. Hey guys, came to your apartment, but you guys weren't there. Your apartment very flush. I was talking to an African American guy who you interviewed, ex-Navy, and man, maybe next time. Okay, so
Scott,
I guess he missed you. He did say that, and he'll catch us next time.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scotty. R at Ray Nathan. Think of Thailand as the ultimate gray zone country. Everything is if maybe and possible.
Yeah,
black. It's not black and white. It's gray.
Exactly. Yeah, good analogy there.
Yeah, it is good. Stephen Funslow. So the meet and greet is on Tuesday, the 29th of April, 1 and 20. Yeah, I believe so. I missed out in meeting you guys last time I was here.
Let me just have a look at the calendar.
No, it'll be the 22nd.
Fourth
Tuesday, the 22nd.
Yes, 22nd is going to be the next meet and greet. So the 4th Tuesday of the month. First Tuesday was yesterday.
Yep.
So April Fool's Day, and it'll be on the 22nd of this month.
We missed the half-price steaks at the Argentine Steakhouse.
We did.
Which are still overpriced at half price, but they're good.
Yeah. So, Stephen, it'll be on the 22nd of April.
Yeah, 4th Tuesday at Fraser's at 6 p.m. Tim P, great show as always, folks. Good to have you back safe and sound. And DeBrook, well done on holding down the fort.
Well done,
we
Brooke.
manned the parapets.
I'll give you a pat on the back for that.
Terry Fallon, thanks, Jen. See you on the next live stream. Take care until then.
And thank you, Terry. Much appreciated.
Jim Collis, Nick Dean just said in a video that there were raids at the base condos regarding less than a month rentals.
Yes. That's happened in several condo complexes. I did see information about it while I was on the cruise. I get the notifications come up on my phone from patiomail.com, and the police have been going around several different condo complexes, and those that were staying on Airbnb, they vacated them.
Wow.
If they were staying less than 1 month.
Less than 1 month.
Yeah, so that made them get out.
No.
So they are cracking down on it big time. Yeah. And we got 103 people online and only 57 likes. Come on, guys. We need another 43 likes, please, for Michael before we log off. So if you're watching right now, stop what you're doing. Hit that thumbs up. It's really appreciated. And it'll go a long way for showing our support as channel members for Michael.
El Romeo, the dark side. I heard there's a wonderful taco and breakfast restaurant in that area. Did I mention I missed this place? Oh, my Buddha.
Yes, you always do. And our next shout out goes to John, who bought 3 coffees and says, thank you guys for what you do, and rest in peace, Michael. Planning to get out there later this year or early next year. And thank you, John. Much appreciated. We look forward to meeting you later this year or early next year. And thank you for the donation for Michael. I will match it dollar for dollar.
Alpha's got a point. The taco, if you like good tacos, Taco House out on the dark side.
The best there is.
It is. And it's on the same road as the Route 66 restaurant just around the corner. So El Romeo says, thanks, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you, Romeo. We're just about to log off here.
Just my opinion, as an older technology Luddite, I am fearing the Thai visa process. But if it is like the Cambodia e-visa, it will be easy to complete. Yeah, it will be.
It's going to be straightforward. I'll get all the details and I'll make a special video about it, folks.
Yep. Terry Fallon, let's give Brooke a raise after taking the reins on the live stream. I like that idea.
I heard you preach that on every single live stream.
Not everyone
needs to give me a raise.
Just a few. Maybe a breakfast now and then.
I do.
I know he does. Thank you. David Lowe, I clicked the like button. I believe it makes someone in Jomtien smile.
Definitely
does.
Definitely does. Thank you, David.
We miss you too. Richard Woolley, thanks, guys.
And thank you, Richard. Much appreciated.
And there's Malcolm. It was sad to hear Michael's passing. He was definitely a nice chap. Yep.
Yeah, he was. It was a fantastic chap. And we're going to wrap things up now. Thank you, each and every one of you that's come on to today's live stream. Thank you to all you that have paid your respects to Michael. It means a lot to us. Thank you all for keeping this channel alive and for your support and your commitment, you know, to coming out here to Thailand, making that big leap of faith, retiring into a new country, making friends while you're here, and enjoying the good life, you know, and making your pensions and your savings go a hell of a lot further than out in the West.
You'll love it here,
couldn't have done it
guys.
without you, and we thank each and every one of you from the bottom of our hearts.
And
We
you'll be
really
back
do.
on Saturday evening.
Saturday evening will be our next live stream.
8 o'clock at night,
8 p.m.
Thailand time.
Thailand time, in which time I will have updates for you all on what's happening in regards to how you fill out the e-visa online that comes into force May the 1st. I'll have the website details for you, and I'll actually do a trial one myself and see how it works.
Wow.
So I'll be able to talk you guys through it and give you some demonstrations, hopefully. So until next time, wherever you are, thank you, Rain Nathan, and of course to you, Alfa Romeo. Thank you all for coming on and watching Cooper's Thai Adventures. Did we hit the magic?
At 85,000, Cooper.
Bitcoin's at 85. Did we hit the magic number of 100 thumbs up? Let's just take a quick look.
I don't think so.
72.
Well, it's still not over. Still not over.
So please, if you're watching, 28 more thumbs up needed. If you're watching on the replay, please donate coffee, and we will forward that money along with our money. We'll match it dollar for dollar and send it to his daughter. So thank you for all for that. And if you're watching on the replay, hit the thumbs up. It still counts. So until next time, wherever you are, from Cooper, Brooke, Darlene, and Jackie, and the gang, God bless you all.
Stay safe.
Stay tuned.